What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right, man. I'm going to talk about Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and Errol Spence Jr. Many people familiar with this channel know that the welterweight division, along with the heavyweight division, is my absolute favorite weight divisions, and it's very good to have Keith Thurman back. So we have another player in the division, in a very, very deep division, that I'm hoping will come around and have everybody unify. But specifically what I'm going to talk about is his desire to fight Manny Pacquiao. And the fact that, after reflection and watching the fight again, I think that myself and other people might be making a little bit too much out of Keith Thurman's performance against Josecito Lopez. As we know, Josecito Lopez hurt Keith Thurman in that fight and was really pressuring and looked like he had him in trouble for a few rounds there. And then Keith Thurman wins a majority draw. And of course, I think that the decision was definitely the proper decision. I think Keith Thurman won the fight, but he didn't look, clearly he didn't dominate Josecito Lopez, and Josecito Lopez walked out with, again, this very curious award people have been winning lately, called the Moral Victory Award, where they just do better than people expected, and then all of a sudden they think they won the fight. When they didn't win the fight, Josecito Lopez, you lost the fight, man. You got decked, you lost the fight, man. Okay? Josecito Lopez talking a little bit crazy out of the side of his neck. And look, man, you got to sit on that L, dog, because you took that L. Now, before I get into all of that, let me say welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, I hope you would accept my invitation to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, and also when we do the live streams in the morning, usually right around 10:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. And also, check out the Patreon. Got some more material up there for the patrons, not boxing related, more social issues related. But we got subscribers that are subscribed to the Patreon. So just to let you know, we got something up there new for you. Now, here's the thing. This is why I'm saying I think people might be making a little too much out of this Keith Thurman thing. And this is coming from a subscriber. And the subscriber kind of hit me upside the head with this. And I thought about it, and I had to say, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That 2 years being out of the ring, one fight in 3 years, that's a long time. Okay, that's a long time not being in there with top-notch competition, not actually being in there fighting. Obviously, Keith Thurman had been training. He looked very mobile, almost too mobile. He had good power, obviously, because he dropped Josecito Lopez with a quick left hook that he didn't really even sit down on. His hand speed looked really good, and he dealt with adversity well. He got hurt. He kept moving. He sat down for a second when he needed to sit down. When he got hurt, he didn't go away, man. He dealt with that adversity, and that shows a lot. To me, that showed a lot. Second time through, thinking about, the fact that he'd only been in one fight in about 3 years. And Josecito Lopez is a tough guy, man. Josecito Lopez, in the lead up to the fight, because as people on the channel know, man, I don't recall every fight that ever happened that I ever saw. So sometimes I have to go back and look and say, okay, Josecito Lopez, I know Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez is a guy that beat Victor Ortiz. Let me go back and look at the Victor Ortiz fight. And as you see in that fight and some other fights that he had, that Josecito Lopez he's no soft touch, man. I know that he got beat against Canelo Alvarez, who was up there, was a 154-pounder. And Josecito Lopez looked like he was the much bigger guy in the ring against Keith Thurman. But he's a really tough guy. So 3 years out, one fight in 3 years, multiple hands, multiple hand surgery, or actually, I'm sorry, what did he hurt? Elbow surgery. Elbow surgery, hurt hand, testing that out. Might not have been really willing to sit down on the punches. But all in all, man, he looked pretty athletic, and he dealt with it, and he got out of there with the win. And I'm going to say this again, man, about these moral victories. I'm sick of moral victories. I'm sick of this. Oh, he did well. Oh, I was a real winner. Josecito Lopez said something to the effect of, if Keith Thurman is the top welterweight, then, line up 2 through 5, for me next. And, come on, man. Let's not do this to people, man. When people win the fight, Josecito Lopez did not win that fight. Josecito Lopez very well could have, if he would have pressed on the gas, if he was able to hit him again, there's a chance that he might have been able to get Keith Thurman out of there. But he didn't. And that's it. And Keith Thurman did what he's supposed to do. He defended his belt, and he lives to fight another day. Now, as far as what he wants to do next, talking about Manny Pacquiao, I think Manny Pacquiao would be a different fight than Josecito Lopez. Manny Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao's older. Manny Pacquiao's looking slower. I think that the same game plan that if Keith Thurman fights the same fight that Adrian Broner fights against Manny Pacquiao, I think Keith Thurman, even as he is right now, beats Manny Pacquiao. I think that he'll be able to jab him. I think he'll be able to jab and make significant enough jabs to pop Manny Pacquiao's head back a little more than Adrian Broner was, because he's got more power than Adrian Broner. He's slightly taller than Adrian Broner. I think he's faster than Adrian Broner. I think he's also got better hand speed. Maybe not. Yeah, well, I think he's got better power as well. So the only question was, and Manny Pacquiao's not a tremendous body puncher, which really seems to be the the Achilles heel of Keith Thurman. So for that fight, I really do see Keith Thurman being able to do well against Manny Pacquiao. And if he's not going to immediately jump back in there with the likes of Sean Porter or Terrence Crawford, obviously he's not going to jump in there with Terrence Crawford too quick. The WBC is who he's talking about, but right now I think he's a champion, so he should jump right in there with a fight with Sean Porter, or the winner of Sean Porter and Ugas, obviously, because I'm not sure. Ugas, I think, fights Sean Porter maybe March 6th, the week before Errol Spence Jr. fights Mikey Garcia. So I'm not even sure if that fight is going to be available next for Keith Thurman. But if Keith Thurman doesn't do that, then the Manny Pacquiao fight's a good fight, and I think he can win that fight against the WBA. And it's interesting, that fight will show you the WBA champion against the WBA champion. So many people, obviously not real hardcore boxing fans, think that Manny Pacquiao is a WBA champion. But anyway, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight, and I'd give Keith Thurman a chance in that fight. But I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. I think I said this in the last video, but I'm going to say it again. There ain't a snowball's chance of hell of Keith Thurman beating Errol Spence Jr. That is a recipe for destruction for Keith Thurman. A recipe for destruction. I think Deontay Wilder said that in an interview where he talked about Errol Spence Jr. being a whole different beast. It appears as if Sean Porter don't like it. Keith Thurman doesn't like it to the body. And if that's the case, then Errol Spence Jr. really is the wrong guy. And Errol Spence Jr. has a lot faster feet than Josecito Lopez. He's a harder puncher than Josecito Lopez. He's faster than Josecito Lopez. He's not really, now the type of body shots that I see Errol Spence thrown are different than the ones that are landed by Josecito Lopez. Josecito Lopez has a, kind of a looping left hook to the body that was really was aimed to the kidneys of Keith Thurman. That I think, was a little bit different than the way that Errol Spence Jr. throws it. Errol Spence Jr. is a lot tighter with it. So he's going to get a little bit closer. He's going to really come in behind the jab. Keith Thurman's going to be on a bicycle all night, man. And I see that in a stoppage and a brutal beat up and a brutal beat down, man, by Spence. I want to see I'm not sure I think he has a better chance against Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter. But again, man, he's gonna have to fix his body problems even with Sean Porter, man. Because I think now that people see that, they're really gonna try to tap him up down there. But anyway, man, that's my thoughts on it. But I'm gonna end with this though. Sean, as far as like the public perception of Keith Thurman is his own worst enemy, man. I just get no clue how a cat could talk about, I don't owe the media, I don't own the fans anything. They got to remember that I'm their entertainment. No, you're not, man. We pay you, okay? We pay you, all right? So we don't have to watch you. You are entertainment if we choose for you to be entertainment, and you haven't been much of entertainment for the last several years. But aside from him kind of being a jerk, and I'm not really matching up well with Errol Spence, the fight itself with Josecito Lopez, man, I only haven't been in the ring one time in the last 3 years. I can give the dude a little bit of a pass for the C performance, and he gave himself a C performance. I think that's about right. And with that, I'm out. Check out the Patreon for cats that are already subscribed. I think you like the last post that I put up. And with that, I'm out. Peace.